Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. It's Gaz at Fermented World, and today I am making a Cyser, which, if you didn't know, is a mead that it replaces the water with apple juice. I like apple juice, I like honey. Mix those two together, add a bit of alcohol, boom, should be good. Right then, so I'm using Acacia honey this time, because I use orange blossom honey all the time. So today I'm using Acacia honey. I'm only going to use 3 of these. Everything's been sterilised, it's ready to rock and roll. So let's get it on the way. I'm going to speed this up, adding of the honey because it's long and boring. To get the last couple of bits out, we're going to put a little bit of apple juice in there and we're going to shake the crap out of it until it all gets in there, because you want it all, otherwise you're faffing around with bits in the bottom. And one time I'd left so many bits in the bottom of so many different jars, I just had to use it all up at once, and it was quite a pain in the backside, quite time consuming to get it all out. So we're only using apple juice to do this because we don't want water in it, we only want the apple juice. See, not bad. Did pretty well getting all that out the sides and that. And I'm going to be adding something to give it tannins as well to this. I'm going to be adding a cup of tea, which is over there brewing at the moment. I'm going to leave it stewing for 5 minutes to give it that mouth feel. And some grapes are going to go in the bottom, not cut up, just going to sit there at the bottom and release a bit of tannins, a bit of colour as well, maybe not. I'm not really sure about the colour, but it does give tannins, which adds to the overall mouthfeel. And this recipe is so simple, it really is just apple juice instead of water from a normal mead. There's no difference in it whatsoever. I'm adding tannins. You don't have to put raisins in there, you don't have to put a cup of tea in there. But from the first couple of meads that I did do, I have noticed that they're lacking a little bit of like character. They're nice enough, you know, you can drink them perfectly fine and enjoy them, but they're just kind of lacking that, I don't know, maybe a premium kind of feel to them. So that's what we're trying to get. I'm not going to say it's going to make much difference. I'm not even going to say that I could tell the difference between one that's got it in and one that hasn't got it in. But we're going to put it in. So honey's in. Now we add the grapes, can go in after the juice is in. So my fermenters, that's telling me that the cup of tea's ready. Cup of tea. So my fermenters hold about 4.5 litres before they go past the part that I don't want them to be at. So we're going to fill it up to there. Bearing in mind we're going to add this cup of tea. So we really need to make sure that there is going to be space for that. Now where did I put that? So in with the next one. I think these apple juice was cheap as chips. You're talking, it was probably about 70 pence each. And you probably could make a cider out of these as well if you wanted to not bother going through the effort of pressing apples and stuff. I'm going to leave that at that for now, just because I want to mix this in before it gets too high up there, and this takes forever, so I'm going to speed this bit up. And now we add the tea. That's why I left a bit of room there just so that I can add the tea and then top it back up with apple juice if needed in the end. So 1 cup of tea minus the tea bag. We did take the tea bag out. That stewed for about 5 minutes. Nice strong cup of tea. Builder's brew. And then we just mix that in. Like so. Add your grapes. Not too many grapes. They've been rinsed underneath the hot tap because they sometimes have sunflower oil on. In they go. Don't need to really mix them in, but now we're going to oxygenate it. I'm going to get some oxygen in there so that the yeast, once pitched, can start its colony. It needs oxygen. To be fair, while I was mixing the honey in, I oxygenated it quite well, so I'm not really too worried about overdoing that. Then it goes into the fermenter. But first, we need to take a hydrometer reading to see what the potential alcohol could be and to see how much is actually fermentable. And yeah, I'll be back in a second. I'm just going to pause this because the kids seem to be beating each other. No, everyone's still alive, luckily. So, right, we'll try again. We'll take this hydrometer reading. And it's really simple, this. You can put this together in minutes. Right, that's not looking that high, to be honest. I mean, it's high, but it's not very high, which makes me wonder whether my honey's all mixed in. That's sat at 110. So yeah, that's actually all right. I'm quite happy with that. If that all ferments out to dryness, that'll give us about 12 to 14% maybe. And then I can back sweeten with the other Acacia honey if needs be. Yeah, because I have a tendency to let it run until it goes dry and then back sweeten after. So make a note of that. The OG was 1.110. Now we transfer that to the demijohn, the fermenter. Pop that there, shufty that over. All this has been sterilised, so that can just go back in there. There's no point tasting it right now because it's just going to taste like honey and apple juice, which probably isn't too bad. Probably actually quite bloody nice. It'll be super sweet, which we like anyway. So now we're going. It's going in. I'm going to speed this up because it's boring. So there's 3 litres in it already. Oh, now I'm going to add more, which is going to add more sugars. So I need to take another hydrometer test. Ay. Now, well, not the end of the world, is it? I'm happy with that. Probably about, you know what, a little bit more in its half, so 3.5 if you try and copy this. Now I need to mix that up, sort of. Won't take long really. Just a handful of grapes, didn't count them, just put some in. Now let's check to see whether the gravity is the same. It might be, it might not be. Theoretically, there should be more. But there might not be. Because you're using that liquid to suspend the honey in. Maybe that's a fact, maybe not. It is now 246. 16. So a little bit more, which is always welcome. And now that goes back in there. So we've got 3.5 litres of apple juice. We have got 3 times 340 of Acacia honey. We are now going to pitch the yeast. Temperature is 23, which is okay. Pitch the yeast, put an airlock on, job done. They need to be stored in the fridge, but they only came today, so haven't got around to doing it. You can use half a pack apparently, but I'm just going to use a full pack. I get better results with a full pack, so help the yeast, help them all out doing their job. I use Mangrove Jack's yeast. I have used Lyme. I used one of their yeasts before, but it's the first one I tried and I quite liked it. So that's that. We're going to mix that in like so. Done. Take the airlock. It's probably a bit too much water. And then pop the airlock on. Keep an eye on it and just keep checking it. And we'll be back for another video when it's time to rack or whatever needs doing to it. Adios.